In the grand theater of global politics, every move is carefully choreographed, every handshake conceals layers of intention, and every public declaration is a calculated performance. The open support that America extends towards Pakistan is not rooted in sentimentality or historical friendship. It is deeply embedded in the timeless art of strategic positioning. When powerful nations like the United States engage on the world stage, they are not simply offering aid or partnerships out of generosity. They are playing a complex game of influence, where every alliance serves a purpose far greater than what meets the eye. Pakistan's unique geographical location has elevated it from a regional player to a crucial pawn in a global chess match, where proximity means power and access translates into leverage. Nestled between some of the most volatile and influential regions, sharing borders with China, Afghanistan, Iran, and being within striking distance of Central Asia, Pakistan sits at a crossroads of strategic significance that few nations can match. America's attention toward Pakistan is driven by this undeniable reality. The proximity to China, America's primary global rival, presents an irresistible opportunity for Washington to maintain a presence close to Beijing's sphere of influence. Pakistan's location allows the United States not only to monitor Chinese activities, but also to project its own power in regions where direct American presence is either unwelcome. This is not about a simple bilateral relationship. It is about being strategically positioned in the heart of one of the most geopolitically sensitive areas on earth. The ongoing instability in Afghanistan has further amplified Pakistan's relevance. America understands that no sustainable solution in Afghanistan can be achieved without Pakistan's involvement. This dependence turns into leverage, granting Pakistan a recurring role in America's South Asian strategy, ensuring its continued importance regardless of shifting administrations or global narratives. Beyond geographical advantage, the complexity of regional alliances adds another layer to America's calculated support. By extending a hand to Pakistan, the United States ensures that it has access and influence not only within Pakistan itself, but also indirectly within neighboring spheres of conflict and cooperation. It grants America the ability to keep its ears on the ground in regions that otherwise remain opaque. The intelligence cooperation, military collaboration, and logistical networks established through this relationship serve Washington's broader objectives, allowing it to maneuver within territories that would otherwise remain beyond reach. Furthermore, this support sends subtle messages to other regional powers, including India, signaling that no one power can assume complete dominance in the region without American involvement. The intricate dance of support also allows America to maintain relevance in the internal dynamics of South Asia. As India rises economically, politically, and militarily, America's overtures toward Pakistan serve as a counterbalance. It is a deliberate move to prevent any single regional player from achieving unchallenged supremacy. This isn't an act of favoritism. It is a tactic to sustain equilibrium, where America retains influence over both sides by ensuring neither grows too independent of its patronage. The presence of unresolved conflicts such as Kashmir perpetuates this balance, offering continuous opportunities for American mediation, influence, and intervention. The carefully measured support ensures that America remains an indispensable player in South Asian affairs, holding the keys to dialogues, disputes, and decisions that shape the regional order. Even within international organizations and forums, Pakistan's alliance offers America an avenue to influence multilateral decisions, whether it is in the United Nations, the Financial Action Task Force, or global counter-terrorism initiatives. Having Pakistan within its sphere allows America to steer conversations and decisions to align with its broader objectives. Every move is interwoven with long-term strategy, where supporting Pakistan serves not only immediate tactical needs, but also reinforces America's global leadership posture in an increasingly multipolar world. The delicate art of global leadership requires a superpower to constantly maintain a balance where no single regional actor becomes too powerful to control. For America, the rise of India as a formidable economic and military force presents both opportunities and challenges. While India's democratic framework and shared interests offer valuable partnership potential, its growing independence and strategic ambitions introduce a risk that must be carefully managed. In this complex environment, America's open support for Pakistan is not merely a gesture of friendship, but a calculated move designed to sustain equilibrium in South Asia. By doing so, America ensures that no singular power in the region rises to a level where it can dictate terms unilaterally, thus preserving America's overarching influence. The greater the power of one nation, the greater the necessity for a counterweight. And in this carefully maintained seesaw of influence, Pakistan plays a critical role. Supporting Pakistan serves as a constant reminder to India that its assent will not go unchecked. It compels India to remain diplomatically engaged with America, aware that distancing itself from Washington could result in deeper American involvement with its most significant regional rival. This dynamic keeps India tethered to a certain degree of cooperation, even when nationalistic pride may push for more autonomy in foreign policy. The mere possibility that Pakistan could receive heightened American support acts as a silent lever, subtly shaping India's policy decisions and regional aspirations. This balance allows America to remain at the center of South Asian diplomacy, holding influence over both nations simultaneously while keeping the broader regional dynamics under its watchful eye. The balancing act extends far beyond mere diplomatic gestures. Military partnerships, defense sales, joint exercises, and intelligence sharing arrangements are carefully calibrated to ensure neither side gains overwhelming advantage. By selling advanced defense technology to both nations, America ensures that both remain dependent on its approval and partnership to sustain their military capabilities. This dependency fosters a web of interconnected interests that strengthens America's grip on the region. For every sophisticated aircraft or missile defense system sold to India, there is strategic cooperation or financial aid provided to Pakistan, maintaining a fragile parity that prevents full dominance by either side. This constant recalibration is a hallmark of superpower strategy, where influence is preserved not by favoring one ally over another, but by ensuring that both require continued engagement with the United States. Moreover, America's support for Pakistan offers Washington an enduring role as a mediator in regional disputes, particularly the enduring conflict over Kashmir. Every flare-up, every diplomatic standoff, and every military confrontation between India and Pakistan positions America as an indispensable broker of peace. This mediation role not only reinforces America's moral authority on the global stage, but also solidifies its indispensability in South Asia's most sensitive matters. The unresolved nature of these disputes ensures that America's involvement remains necessary, allowing it to continually exert influence while publicly promoting peace and stability. The balancing act is further complicated by America's broader global strategy, where alliances are never viewed in isolation. Support for Pakistan indirectly influences America's relationships with China, Russia, and even the Middle East. By maintaining ties with both India and Pakistan, America creates strategic flexibility that allows it to pivot as global dynamics shift. Should India grow closer to alternative powers or adopt policies contrary to American interests, the established relationship with Pakistan provides an alternative lever of influence. This multifaceted approach ensures that America's leadership remains unchallenged, not through dominance, but through the intricate art of controlled balance, where every player remains dependent on its favor to advance their national ambitions. The intricate machinery of international relations often operates on engines fueled not only by political power, but by the relentless momentum of economics. In this elaborate system, America's support for Pakistan is deeply intertwined with the economics of defense, security, and dependency, forming a complex web where financial interests and geopolitical strategies intersect. The defense industry, one of the most influential sectors within the American economy, thrives on the existence of sustained tensions and unresolved conflicts. For defense contractors, military suppliers, and strategic think tanks, regions mired in conflict represent enduring opportunities for profit and expansion. The simmering rivalry between India and Pakistan creates an ongoing market for sophisticated weaponry, surveillance technology, and defense infrastructure, much of which originates from American companies seeking to capitalize on perpetual insecurity. By openly supporting Pakistan, America ensures a continuous stream of military aid, training programs, and logistical support that fuels its own defense economy. Every new threat perceived by Pakistan drives fresh purchases of equipment, upgrades to existing systems, and requests for advanced technology. all of which directly benefit American defense manufacturers. This ongoing cycle transforms regional insecurity into a thriving economic engine that not only sustains jobs and growth within the United States, but also reinforces America's strategic dominance through arms dependency. The same applies to India, where its growing military ambitions and concerns over Pakistan and China lead to record-breaking defense contracts with American suppliers. This dual-sided dependency ensures that both nations remain tethered to American industry, creating a lucrative balance where conflict indirectly finances America's technological and military advancement. The economics of dependency extend beyond mere arms sales. Financial aid, development assistance, and institutional support further bind Pakistan to American interests through agencies such as USAID and international financial institutions like the IMF and World Bank, where America exerts significant influence. Funding streams are directed toward Pakistan, often tied to conditions that reinforce American policy objectives. These financial instruments are not simply acts of goodwill, they serve as levers of control, ensuring that Pakistan remains aligned with America's broader geopolitical goals. The economic lifelines offered through such institutions create cycles of debt and obligation, embedding American influence within Pakistan's domestic policy making and governance structures. Furthermore, the continuous influx of American financial support empowers specific sectors within Pakistan that are aligned with Washington's strategic interests. Investments in counter-terrorism operations, border security, intelligence collaboration, and military modernization are crafted to serve both nations' interests, while ensuring that Pakistan remains dependent on sustained American involvement. The result is a sophisticated network of financial and security ties that allow America to shape Pakistan's internal and external policies without direct confrontation or imposition. This indirect form of control exemplifies modern superpower strategy, where economic dependency substitutes for overt occupation or domination. Even on a global scale, this economic entanglement offers America additional leverage in multilateral forums. The dependency of Pakistan on American aid and defense cooperation positions Washington as a critical gatekeeper in decisions concerning international sanctions, global financial regulations, and counterterrorism standards. It allows America to wield disproportionate influence over not only Pakistan's trajectory, but also over global narratives surrounding South Asian security and stability. The interweaving of defense, economics, and strategic dependency ensures that America's support for Pakistan is not a simple matter of alliance, but a deeply entrenched system of mutual interests, carefully designed to perpetuate American influence while sustaining a global order that continues to revolve around its leadership and economic dominance. The rise of China as a formidable global power has dramatically altered the landscape of international relations, forcing the United States to recalibrate its strategies and alliances with heightened precision. At the heart of this recalibration lies Pakistan, a nation that has over the decades grown increasingly close to Beijing through multifaceted partnerships encompassing economic cooperation, military collaboration, and strategic infrastructure development. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, a flagship project under China's Belt and Road Initiative, has positioned Pakistan as a critical node in China's expansive global vision. This deepening bond between China and Pakistan represents not only an economic alignment, but a geopolitical challenge for America, which now sees the region as an essential front in the broader contest for global supremacy. In this context, America's support for Pakistan takes on a far more nuanced dimension, rooted not in allegiance to Islamabad, but in the calculated necessity to contain Chinese ambitions and limit its unchecked influence across Asia. By maintaining open channels of support and engagement with Pakistan, America crafts a complex triangular relationship where it retains the ability to inject influence into a region increasingly gravitating toward Chinese orbit. This engagement provides Washington with a critical foothold within a strategically valuable corridor stretching from the Middle East to Central Asia. The geographic proximity of Pakistan to Xinjiang, Tibet, and the Arabian Sea makes it an invaluable listening post and operational platform for monitoring Chinese military movements, trade routes, and energy corridors. While China pours billions into infrastructure and development within Pakistan, America's parallel support ensures that its own presence remains relevant and that it can still exert pressure or influence key decisions within Pakistan's leadership when necessary. This delicate interplay also reflects a broader American strategy to exploit contradictions within Pakistan's alliances. While Pakistan benefits immensely from Chinese economic investments, it remains wary of becoming overly dependent on any one power, recognizing the risks of economic overreach and political subservience. America leverages this subtle apprehension by offering alternative avenues of support, military aid and diplomatic recognition, positioning itself as a counterbalancing partner, capable of offsetting the dominance that China may seek to exert. This dynamic ensures that Pakistan remains in a state of strategic ambiguity, neither fully within China's camp nor entirely under American influence, allowing Washington to navigate the region's evolving complexities with agility and leverage. Moreover, America's support for Pakistan serves as a strategic signal to Beijing itself. By maintaining an influential role in Islamabad, America communicates its unwillingness to cede strategic spaces without contest. It underscores Washington's capacity to project power even in areas where China seeks exclusive dominance. This approach extends beyond the bilateral relationship with Pakistan and contributes to the broader Indo-Pacific strategy that America pursues, a strategy designed to create a network of alliances, partnerships, and influence that collectively check China's ambitions to dominate global trade routes, maritime choke points, and regional security frameworks. The involvement in Pakistan therefore becomes one piece of a larger puzzle, reflecting America's commitment to sustaining a global balance of power that favors its interests and those of its allies. Additionally, America's engagement with Pakistan allows it to maintain critical access to intelligence and counterterrorism operations that often overlap with China's security concerns, particularly in regions like Xinjiang. By working with Pakistani intelligence agencies and military structures, the United States positions itself to gather information not only on militant networks, but also on China's internal security operations and regional ambition. This intelligence dimension adds another layer of complexity to the relationship, transforming Pakistan into both a partner and an observation post in America's wider competition with China. The soft power aspect of America's support also cannot be overlooked. Through educational exchanges, culture diplomacy, media influence, and developmental aid, America seeks to maintain a presence within Pakistani civil society that counterbalances China's predominantly economic and infrastructural footprint. This multi-dimensional engagement fosters long-term influence, ensuring that even as Pakistan deepens its ties with China, significant portions of its population, military leadership, and political elite remain receptive to American values, institutions, and partnerships. This subtle, often invisible competition for hearts and minds becomes an essential component of America's broader contest with China, one that plays out not just in boardrooms and government halls, but in classrooms, media narratives, and public perception across Pakistan. Furthermore, the American support to Pakistan allows Washington to maintain a flexible leverage point in its larger negotiations with Beijing on the global stage. Whether in trade talks, security dialogues, or international summits, America's ability to influence developments in Pakistan provides it with bargaining chips that can be utilized in discussions with China. The knowledge that America holds sway in Islamabad serves as a quiet but persistent reminder to Beijing that its strategic expansion faces persistent competition, and that even its closest regional partners are not entirely beyond the reach of American influence. This omnipresent tension shapes the underlying calculations that define not only the bilateral relationship between America and China, but also the intricate geopolitics of South Asia and beyond. The long and painful history that binds India and Pakistan is more than just a series of conflicts and disagreements. It is a living, breathing legacy that continues to shape the destinies of both nations. The partition of 1947, which saw the birth of Pakistan and the division of India, left behind deep scars, unresolved territorial disputes, and millions of displaced lives that still echo through generations. At the heart of these unresolved issues lies Kashmir, a region that has become both a symbol of national pride and an open wound for both sides. This persistent tension is not merely a regional issue, but a powerful lever for global powers like America, who recognize that every unresolved conflict carries within it an opportunity to exert influence, maintain presence, and play the role of indispensable mediator. The longer these disputes remain unresolved, the greater the need for external involvement, and America positions itself skillfully within this vacuum. presenting its open support for Pakistan not solely as alignment, but as an instrument to sustain its relevance. The volatile relationship between India and Pakistan provides America with repeated openings to assert itself on the global stage as a peace broker, humanitarian advocate, and strategic stabilizer. Every flare-up of hostilities, every border skirmish, and every diplomatic fallout allows America to step forward with offers of mediation, intelligence sharing, and conflict resolution mechanisms that reaffirm its role as the central power capable of managing the enduring conflict between the two nuclear-armed neighbors serves as a constant reminder to the international community of the need for a powerful arbiter, someone who can navigate the fine line between war and peace, offering assurances to both sides while preserving the fragile balance that prevents open conflict from erupting into a full-scale disaster. America's open support for Pakistan is also interwoven with its broader narrative on human rights and global justice, particularly concerning Kashmir. The humanitarian concerns raised by Pakistan regarding India's actions in Kashmir offer America a platform to voice selective critiques that serve dual purposes, projecting an image of principled leadership while subtly reminding India that its actions will be scrutinized on the world stage. By amplifying certain narratives, America keeps India diplomatically cautious, ensuring that New Delhi remains engaged in international forums where American influence is dominant. This ability to simultaneously champion human rights while maneuvering within complex geopolitical realities allows America to sustain moral authority while preserving strategic leverage. The historical baggage of partition and subsequent conflicts also ensures that Pakistan remains heavily invested in seeking international validation and support for its position, creating a persistent demand for external involvement. America leverages this dependency to maintain its influence, offering diplomatic backing, defense cooperation, and financial aid that reinforce its standing as Pakistan's essential partner. This partnership allows Washington to shape Islamabad's regional policies, counterterrorism strategies, and diplomatic engagements in ways that align with broader American objectives. The unresolved nature of historical disputes ensures that America's role remains not only relevant but necessary, perpetuating a cycle where its involvement is continuously solicited, validated, and reinforced through each new development in the India-Pakistan rivalry. In this complex historical context, America's support for Pakistan is neither accidental nor purely benevolent. It is a masterstroke of long-term strategy that recognizes the enduring value of unresolved conflicts in preserving influence. The ghosts of partition, the passion surrounding Kashmir, and the deeply rooted national narratives on both sides create an environment where America's presence as a stabilizing force becomes not just welcome, but indispensable, allowing it to maintain control over a region that might otherwise drift beyond its reach. In the vast arena of international diplomacy, narratives often wield as much power as military might or economic strength. The image a nation projects on the global stage can influence alliances, shape public opinion, and justify interventions. For America, the language of freedom, democracy, and human rights has always been a cornerstone of its foreign policy narrative. By aligning itself with these ideals, America not only reinforces its own identity as a global leader, but also creates leverage points to influence other nations. In the complex and often volatile relationship between India and Pakistan, America's open support for Pakistan serves a layered and nuanced role within this narrative framework. The issue of Kashmir, consistently presented by Pakistan as a matter of human rights and self-determination, provides America with a platform to engage selectively, projecting itself as a defender of oppressed populations while simultaneously advancing its strategic interests. The ability to invoke human rights concerns allows America to apply diplomatic pressure on India whenever necessary, reminding New Delhi that its domestic actions are not insulated from international scrutiny. This selective engagement empowers Washington to act as both a partner and a critic, granting it unique influence over India's internal and external policies. When America voices concerns about media freedoms, minority rights, or civil unrest within India, it reinforces its global image as a principled advocate for universal values. Yet, behind these statements often lies a calculated intent, keeping India diplomatically cautious, ensuring it does not deviate too far from American strategic alignment, and signaling that its rise on the global stage will always be accompanied by conditions set by those who currently dominate that stage. This carefully constructed narrative also serves America's domestic and international audiences, who expect their nation to uphold moral leadership in global affairs. By supporting Pakistan on selective human rights issues, America reinforces its commitment to global justice, satisfying both ideological supporters and the political structures that demand accountability for foreign partnerships. These public gestures of concern provide cover for more complex and pragmatic dealings behind closed doors, where military cooperation, trade agreements, and intelligence sharing arrangements continue to evolve. This duality allows America to operate on multiple fronts, retaining its moral high ground while exercising the hard power necessary to maintain global dominance. Furthermore, Pakistan's own narrative regarding Kashmir and regional stability aligns with America's desire to maintain a visible role in conflict resolution. Every time Pakistan raises international attention on human rights violations in Kashmir, it invites global discourse that inevitably includes American voices. This recurring cycle allows America to insert itself into regional disputes, not only as an observer but as an active participant, offering mediation and diplomatic solutions that reinforce its indispensability. The unresolved nature of these issues perpetuates America's relevance, ensuring that its voice remains central to any conversation about peace, security, or justice in South Asia. America's support for Pakistan also allows it to address broader concerns about extremism, terrorism, and regional instability through a lens of human rights and democratic reform. By working closely with Pakistan on counter-terrorism efforts, America portrays its involvement as a necessary partnership to combat threats to global security while simultaneously encouraging democratic institutions and governance reforms within Pakistan. These efforts allow America to present itself as a force for stability and progress, even as it navigates the complex realities of supporting a nation often criticized for its own governance challenges and internal conflicts. The optics of human rights and democracy also extend to international forums where America's leadership is both challenged and reaffirmed. Through its engagement with Pakistan, America demonstrates its capacity to work with diverse nations, regardless of their internal struggles, while maintaining its broader commitments to democratic values. This balancing act allows America to influence voting blocs within organizations such as the United Nations, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and other multilateral bodies where support from countries like Pakistan can sway decisions that impact global governance and security frameworks. The ability to rally support on issues ranging from counterterrorism to economic sanctions often hinges on these intricate networks of influence, where America's support for Pakistan plays a critical role. Moreover, this strategic support allows America to craft a nuanced narrative when addressing its broader Indo-Pacific strategy. While publicly championing India's rise as a democratic counterweight to China, America's continued engagement with Pakistan serves as a subtle reminder that its global alliances are complex and multifaceted. This approach ensures that India remains conscious of its need for continued American partnership, while Pakistan remains engaged as a critical piece in the broader puzzle of regional stability. By carefully managing these relationships through the lens of human rights and democratic advocacy, America sustains its central role in shaping South Asia's future trajectory. The emphasis on optics also provides America with a degree of moral insulation when criticized for its involvement in regions fraught with conflict and human suffering. By framing its support for Pakistan within the broader context of human rights advocacy, America deflects accusations of purely self-serving interventionism, instead positioning itself as a reluctant but necessary actor striving for global justice. This narrative resonates strongly in a world increasingly conscious of humanitarian concerns, allowing America to maintain its leadership mantle even as it pursues deeply strategic and calculated interests. The persistent invocation of democracy and human rights in its engagement with Pakistan and India also allows America to set the tone for international discourse on governance, conflict resolution, and regional stability. As long as these narratives remain central to America's foreign policy approach, its role as an arbiter, influencer, and power broker remains secure. The ability to shape global conversations on these themes ensures that America's influence extends beyond traditional power structures into the very language and ideals that define modern international relations. The support extended to Pakistan thus becomes far more than a bilateral relationship. It becomes a strategic instrument in America's enduring quest to define and lead the moral and political order of the world.